What's up? It's Swang. Welcome back to another video, and in this video I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to talk about 50 facts about myself. I've been giving a lot of webtoon facts, but I've realized I haven't really given much details about who I am. I thought this video would just be fun, lighthearted, get to know each other a little bit more, you know, so I'm gonna jump right in and talk about myself this video. So I was born in the Peach State, Atlanta, Georgia. Yes, I am a Southern girl. I am Chinese. I am not Korean or Japanese. I know a lot of people think that I'm Korean because I work at WEBTOON. No, I am Chinese. I am 5'7". Sometimes I feel like this is a pretty tall height, especially when I go to Asia, but being in America, most of the time, I'm like average height. I don't know, whenever I tell people I am 5'7", people are usually like, wow, you're so tall, and I do feel kind of tall, so I guess I'm tall. So I prefer dogs over cats. I think one reason why is because I'm like really allergic to cats. I prefer tea over coffee, but I am not good with caffeine. Like if I drink a little bit of caffeine, I will probably have heart palpitations and just freak out for the rest of the day and have to like lie down. I am not really much of a pet person, but my first pet was actually a white rabbit that I had when I was 5 years old, and her name was Ruby. Ruby ended up biting me in the knee and then running away. So I do not have a good track history with pets. I am an INFP, my sun sign is Cancer, my moon sign is Taurus, my rising sign is Sagittarius, and I was born in the year of the tiger. So music genres. Currently, I really like listening to Japanese rock, and I'm really enjoying K-pop. My general theme throughout my whole entire life has been more a very strong alternative rock fan. I was really into screamo around high school. It was a phase. Fall Out Boy is the best band of all time. I do not make the rules. I grew up with Fall Out Boy. My first concert ever was Fall Out Boy, and I just think their music is freaking amazing, and it is timeless, and it will never get old, and I freaking love them. So I am an only child. I do not have any siblings. It is just me and my mom. The reason why it's just me and my mom is because my dad passed away when I was 8 years old from a car accident. So yes, it's just me and my mom. My family is from Qingdao, China. It's a coastal city. It has really amazing architecture. There's a lot of German influences. There's a lot of good beer, a lot of good food, and it is just the most beautiful city in my opinion. I actually lived in China for a little bit, for 2 years, when I was 9 years old and 10 years old. It was both the most eye-opening and most difficult experience in my life ever, which is because my mom just threw me into local public school, and mind you, this is the first time I've ever stepped foot in China. Like weekend Chinese classes does not match up to this, man. Like I struggled so hard. I couldn't even copy down the homework because I didn't understand what anyone was saying, but I managed to pull through 2 years of public school in China, and now my Chinese is elementary level at best, which is great. I grew up doing ballet. I am a ballerina. I still take ballet classes on the weekends. A fun fact about that, I was on America's Got Talent for ballet. If you Google search, or don't, I don't, this is embarrassing, I don't know why I'm saying this. Jasmine Flowers, America's Got Talent, season 9. I pop up a couple of times, my face is in there. We performed all the way up to semi-quarterfinals, performed at Radio City Music Hall, and this was all during high school, so it was a very crazy time, but yeah, now I get to say as a fun fact that I was on America's Got Talent. So least favorite subject when I was in school was always social studies. Favorite subjects of all time were always literature and math. Those were always the subjects where I performed the best. For college, I went to USC, and you guys probably already know this, and I studied psychology. I did have 2 minors because I am an indecisive little gremlin, and I minored in entrepreneurship and animation, so I was having a heck of a time. In college, I also broke my elbow. So my elbow, I'm pretty double jointed, and this one doesn't really bend as far as it used to. I broke my elbow from skateboarding in college, yeah. And I didn't know it was broken until I called my mom, and I told her my elbow hurt, and she said, please go to the hospital. And I was like, okay, and I realized it was broken, so. This is a fun fact I always like to use, but I hate chocolate. I've always hated the taste of chocolate. I don't know, something about it. It's too sweet, it's too bitter. Just the taste combination doesn't work for me. My favorite food ever is pancakes. My second favorite food is pumpkin pie. As an extension, my favorite meal of the day is breakfast. I cannot skip breakfast. If I skip breakfast, I am a shell of a person, and I always have to have the most decadent breakfast. Like, give me all of that good breakfast foods. So this is also probably why I like breakfast. I am a big fan of sweets. sweets. Like I have a really bad sweet tooth. Ever since I was a kid, like a baby, like a toddler, like 2 years old on my high chair, I would eat tomatoes like as a snack, like a fruit. You know, just like a big ass tomato. I just like eat it. I think tomatoes are delicious and they taste amazing just by themselves. And I told my coworkers about this and now they make fun of me and call me tomato girl. So if anyone else also eats tomatoes like a fruit, please let me know because I feel really left out. I don't want to be the only tomato girl. My favorite anime ever since I was a kid was always Sailor Moon. I grew up watching it. I'm not a fan of the Harry Potter series. I actually kept on trying to read it as a kid, but then I kept on falling asleep. Something I grew up reading was the Percy Jackson series. I was so obsessed with the Hunger Games. I still kind of am. I have the books right over there. Sometimes I play a little bit of music. This right here is a ukulele. Growing up as a kid, I learned piano and violin because, you know, I'm Asian, whatever. The first anime that I've watched from beginning to end and just like binged overnight is Full Metal Alchemist, and this was in college. My favorite anime or manga of all time is Banana Fish. If you want to cry a river of tears for 3 days straight, I recommend you to watch this anime. I have 2 tattoos. There's this one right here, which is actually Banana Fish. This one's an ephemeral tattoo, so it's fading. This tattoo right here. This tattoo was done last year and it is a tattoo for my dad. My 2 best friends are Sam and Saf and I met them through the Voltron fandom. I had to mention Voltron at least once in this video. How could I not? So I didn't even put it as a point, but I think a really important fun fact from that is that I met my 2 best friends that we still keep in contact with to this day. Just every single day we text each other. They're my ride or dies, man. Current favorite webtoon of mine, if you're looking for webtoon recommendations, really been enjoying A Heartfelt Adante. It is actually about piano. It is a really interesting setup, and also because I am a masochist, it is a very sad story and I like sad stories and I like how meaningful and emotional it is. So if you're looking for something a little bit more sentimental, feel free to check that one out. The first webtoon I ever read was I Love You, and this was in college. It was actually because one of my friends, my college friends, recommended me to check it out because he thought my art style was really similar, and I ended up binging like all of it within like 2 days. It was really good and that's what got me into webtoons. My favorite webtoon ever is Siren's Lament. Just love the art style. Instant Miso is a god at creating art and the story is just so good. I suck at painting backgrounds. It is like my Achilles heel. Every single time I have to paint a background, my head just explodes. What I do love to paint and draw are faces. I like to draw expressions. I like the diversity that we see in people's faces. I really suck at, and I need to work on, anatomy and perspective. I don't really have very good like spatial awareness, and I don't know if it's because I didn't play with enough Legos as a kid or something like that, so that's also something I need to work on. I paint with Photoshop and not Clip Studio Paint because I am dumb. Started on Photoshop and now I have to transition and now I'm struggling. I want to get better at drawing and I am trying to work on that at the moment. I was actually on antidepressants for a really long time. For 5 or 6 years, ever since I was 15 all the way until I was 21. When I was in high school, I was hospitalized for mental health issues a couple of times, and because of that I had to take a break from school indefinitely. I ended up not taking any AP or IB exams because of that, and so I went into college with absolutely no college credit whatsoever. So now I still go to therapy every single week and I'm still working on things every single week. There's always things to work on, always ways to improve, and so many things to learn about yourself. So the growth is continuous, it's never ending, and I'm always learning new things about myself, and I'm always trying to improve my mental health and improve my relationship with myself. So I've always been really scared to talk about my past and like all the things that have happened. In fact, I don't think I told people that my dad passed away until I was in high school. So I definitely have always felt very scared, to be honest, about my past. But if anything, like now being older, I've learned that being vulnerable and being honest about your true feelings and how you feel, even if it is something that is sad or something that is you know, unpleasant, is really important in order to connect and become closer to other people, your community, those around you. So that is also why I make YouTube videos. I hope by making my YouTube videos I can give others the confidence that they need to tell their own stories, whether it's fantasy stories or their own personal stories, and hopefully by making more videos, creating more content, and having more tools for them to feel more confident about and reassured about just telling their stories, to the world. Creators, artists, writers, people who feel inspired to share parts of themselves but are too scared to do so. I hope me creating this content and just being there for them can give them that extra boost of confidence in order to speak their truth, speak their story. So this is also why I make YouTube videos and post on the internet for you guys to see. And my last and final fact about me is that my goal, my dream, is to continue telling stories for the rest of my life, and hopefully through this journey of me continuously trying to improve my storytelling skills, I can inspire you guys to also do the same and to continuously pursue the art of creation in a way that is meaningful, in a way that is just humbling, in a way that feels very connected and true to yourself. I do not want to stop making webtoons. I do not want to stop telling stories, and I think that is my calling and something I want to do for the rest of my life. Who knows where that will take me? All I know for sure is that the things that I'm doing now are things that make me feel content, things that reassure me, things that make me feel like I have a purpose in this world. And so even you guys watching, I feel like just having you guys watch the content that I'm giving you guys and feeling like I am helping somebody else on the other side of the screen, connecting with somebody else on the other side of the screen, is just really important to me and gives my life a lot of purpose and a lot of motivation to continue going forward. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for watching this video and getting to know these facts about me. I hope it was interesting, and I hope that Jasmine Flowers video wasn't too embarrassing, because I can't believe I actually talked about that. I'll see you guys in the next video. In the meantime, make sure to have an amazing week, and yeah, happy creating. Bye.